Hey everyone. Welcome, Tellor Dev Call. July 25th. Yeah, summer is full heat. Anyway, yeah, great week. Brenda's back from ECC. We'll kind of talk to her about that. Um, but yeah, I guess we can just start there, Brenda. How was it? What were the takeaways?
Yeah, no, it was so we were there for XCC in 2021, and it was right after the pandemic, so there was not as many events as this one, but it was really great. I think the three biggest takeaways, it's like everybody's talking about roll-ups and CK proofs and CK everything. Everybody's super excited about all of that. There's people in both sides of the aisle, I guess, with people being super bullish on it and being like, maybe they're not as technical and they just think that everything's already here and they're just super excited about it. And then there's the other people that are like, it's great in theory, but we still have a long way to go. There's still actually there was somebody that made the case that it was still too slow and too I guess unproven. It's just there's people on both sides, and I think they're both needed. You want the excitement so that more research and capital goes into it, and then you want the people that are actually doing the research to get us where we need to get. But there was a lot of talk about that, panels everywhere, pretty much everywhere. And then the next thing that obviously everybody's super excited about, account abstraction. It's just one of the big things. There was a whole day just for that. And then for DeFi, Oracle is DeFi. So, a lot more people interested on trying to do price discovery on chain. And so I don't know, we will have to look more into that and see what kind of architectures are coming up behind, to support that is hopefully robust, or maybe we can provide some support additionally to that to make sure that it's actually robust. But anyway, that's the big stuff that was going on over there. We did so even though ECC is the main event, there's a lot of side events. So there was, at least for Tellor, it started off with like, we were supposed to be at the Stable Summit. I got in a little bit late because my flight was delayed, but I got there in time for the closing happy hour and got to talk to a lot of people there. So it was really great. That's where I found out everybody's talking about Oracle list DeFi, and they're very, very excited about it. And then we also had Paris.com, which was a Polkadot conference where we went and presented Tellor's architecture in Polkadot. They know we're on testing phase. Hopefully, we'll start seeing who are the actual builders and what are they're building so that we can cater to them. But at this point, we're at the testing phase. Hopefully, we just can onboard them. But there's still a lot of work to be done there. It was a really cool conference, though. Like always, they do a really good job with their conferences. And then we had, at the very end of the week, we had the Blockchain Oracle Summit, where this is the first time that as Tellor, we talk about the CPI and recreating it on chain. And it's not that we're not going to continue to improve our architecture on Tellor. We are deep on research on that right now, but we're also looking into not just providing data, but actually creating data. And this is one of the first things that we want to give it a shot. And that was pretty much the whole week. There was a lot of other things. There was a whole day, a CK day in between, and also evolution, account abstraction. So Wednesday and Thursday was very, very busy. But it was, and there's so many side events. It was great for the networking. Pretty much, I think crypto took over Paris. One of the nights we had, so by the sand, there's always like a bunch of little, not little, but like a bunch of boats and like bar boats. And everything was taken over by some crypto event. It was like probably like 6 boats. You could go boat hopping. It's just all of everywhere you went in Paris that day. I feel like I saw somebody wearing a shirt of some project, or obviously you can see the difference in how we dress because we look very laid back. So, but it was everywhere. Like we were everywhere. Even the events were like they were in like very fancy venues sometimes. You could tell the difference that it was a crypto event, and it was really fun. It was really fun getting to see a lot of people. I got to see the people, they're now called Composable Security.
Oh, Damien.
Damien, yeah, they were there. There was a lot of auditors and a lot of dev shops, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. So
Well, that's like the typical bear market move: is your project didn't work out, so you become an auditor or a dev shop.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
that's awesome.
But yeah, so now it's just a matter of me getting back to everybody and following up. We have have a lot of work to do on that.
Super cool. Yeah, thanks for the update. I know we posted some of, is the polka dot video up somewhere, Mike? We can look for it. But then I know we did post the Blockchain Oracle Summit video. You guys can go look at that one. And then there's a couple. You were on a panel, and then also on giving your own talk. So that's super cool. Yeah. So long story short, we need to throw a white tie event for crypto.
I packed knowing that I was going to HCC or to like the crypto events, but it's also Paris, so I did have to take a few dresses, and I wanted to dress up. So maybe we will one day. Next year it's not gonna be in Paris because the Olympics are gonna be there, but it's gonna be in Belgium. So it'll be on close to Quentin. So
yeah, no, super cool. Awesome. Well, yeah, thanks for the update. Now we'll kind of get into the normal dev stuff. Akram, I know you've been busy working. How's things going? What are we debugging now?
Well, I was trying to add the calibration network to the simple funding script just in case, as a backup to be able to add tips there. Yesterday I did the Cadena stuff for the audit, try to address whatever issues, made the changes, and notified them. And also I'm trying to work on the Tellor feed stuff, just on issues and
yeah, I mean, on calibration, so that's somebody trying to implement on some Filecoin. They want Phil USD.
It's not clear if that's the only feed they want, but definitely Filecoin USD.
Okay, and then it seems like we got them up. Did we get them up and running, or we're working on that still? I don't know. Right.
Yeah, he's working on it works for him now, the fund to feed site. So now it's just a matter of how he wants to do the heartbeat.
I'm actually getting ready to send him a message right now because we have different ways to tip, depending on how you're using Tellor. He's not really very forthcoming yet about how he's using Tellor, so
yeah,
I'm gonna write, like, you can run the simple funding script, or not the simple funding script, but we have automatic tippers that run off chain that can create one-time tips. The way that works is sometimes a little bit more efficient than making an auto pay feed, and Filecoin might be a better fit to use an automatic tipper because like Filecoin transactions are actually kind of like expensive in how much Filecoin you need. So yeah, I'd like to get a little bit more info. If you're watching, Ayush, just like to get a little bit more info about how you're using Tellor.
Yeah, no, Filecoin's it's cool. Hopefully we can we like the Filecoin people, and it would be super cool to get some more usage over there. So
Another thing to keep in mind with Filecoin is that the block time is slower than
even Ethereum,
like all the other networks we're on. So we have a higher stake amount. So like if you're a reporter watching this and you're thinking, no, I might bridge to Filecoin, try to get some tips there. You have to stake a little bit more TRB than you do on mainnet because block time is
a little longer,
like 2 minutes or something like that. It's like 2 minutes. Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I guess, and for that reason, it takes a while for the receipt to
Yep.
confirm. So just be aware of that.
Tim, nice things.
Yeah, good. So I've been doing some Nova research, and today I'm looking at. So Dan has been doing some tests on the data specs registry, both hard hat testing and then some on-chain testing. I did some calling of functions on-chain as well, but yeah. So I'm finally reviewing those contracts and tests today, because I think I can sign off on us being ready, but yeah, just ensuring that.
Maybe this afternoon you want to get together, like as like one sound. You can walk me through it.
Sounds good.
Some things. Okay, cool. Yeah. Nice. All right. Ryan, anything?
Yeah, just making sure this Filecoin integration is going smoothly, and then also hoping to wrap up an MVP of the data specs registry this week.
Oh, nice. Super cool.
Yeah.
All right, and Spuddy, we also got, I saw you submitted Swell US dollar?
Sweet.
Swell ETH, yes. Cool. So that's another, or that's for, is it for Raft or is it for, or they're
It's for
different?
Swell.
Swell. Well, I think Swell wants to get included as collateral in Raft.
Oh.
And so they need a price feed for Swell.
Right.
So that's what we'll be.
So on that,
Yeah.
does Chainlink have a feed for Swell?
I doubt it.
I made a pull request to bring Swell USD and WorldCoin USD because there's a Diva pool for WorldCoin.
Okay.
So we need a WorldCoin price. That is literally just CoinGecko for now because it's not listed on any centralized exchanges, and I wanted to get it done before the pool expires. The Diva pool expires.
We'll just have to check it tightly. But
You just have to watch it.
yeah. Not too big of a market, so nobody should have any incentives to attack CoinGecko.
I assume it's going to get listed. I assume it's going to get listed on centralized exchanges, and then we'll be, yeah. So
you would assume,
yeah. And Sweeth USD, definitely want to get more sources for that, especially if Chainlink doesn't have a feed. But I did the pull request anyway because we were trying to get them out.
Yeah. Speaking of WorldCoin, if anybody has like an underground market for buying some identities, I'll buy one. So hit me up. Preferably somebody that looks like me, blue eyes. Like,
Has anybody looked into the orb?
I've seen the orb at like all the conferences, and I refuse to look at the orb.
I've held the orb.
You've held the orb?
Yeah.
So they totally have your eyeball.
I don't know if they scanned me or not. I looked at it really closely.
Yeah, just hold it for a second.
And then like, yeah.
That was at San Francisco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, everyone who refuses, like I refuse to use like the facial ID on my phone for the same reason, because they're gonna, Elon Musk or Apple's totally just gonna be like, and we'll do the exact same thing if this thing takes off, and we'll just use Apple IDs. And like,
I shouldn't have to look into an orb to prove I'm a real person.
yes,
Who wants to be a real person anyway on the internet?
right. Yeah, like we want to be fake people.
I want to be a fake person.
Right.
I got Augur Metal.
Yeah, you don't want to be yourself. All right, that's about a wrap. Yeah, lots of fun stuff going on. And hopefully later this week, I pushed out a roll-up article last week. Go look at it if you guys haven't. Kind of technical, but spicy. And got another article. Probably ask you guys to review again. Got a couple more that I've had some time to write, so we'll see. Should be good. Anyway, anything else? Any questions, Ryan?
Yeah, Mayumos came in with another sweet question. Can you make bureaucracy more efficient and trustworthy with Tellor?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean,
I just think the CPI thing that Brenda is proposing, it's
fun.
kind of a great example of doing that.
Well, it's almost just taking over the bureaucracy's job.
Yeah. Rendering them obsolete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, this is a big problem with like proof of reserves too. You have like, whether it's like ideally on any given bureaucracy, like you want people, if you have a giant government, you want people to come in and basically check that people are doing their job and it's being done in an efficient manner, and all of these like there's tons of like watchdogs on government agencies, but they all become political very, very quickly. They all get sort of bought and sold by interests, and it maybe there's a role for a decentralized oracle. I would say the bigger role in is kind of how we structure these. I come from more of like the small government view of like ideally you want to like take things out of the government. Like, should the government actually be doing this in the first place? Like if you actually find a way to do it in a decentralized way, similar, we were talking about the CPI, like it's sort of this problem where data collection and creating this information, like whether it's the unemployment index or the CPI, that this is a public good that everyone would sort of benefit from, but who pays for it? And you need somebody to pay for it in order to do it, or else then nobody gets it, or one person pays for it and they keep the data to themselves, or they're political about it. Is there a better way to do it? And that's all we're trying to sort of discover with these networks, similar to with like money is sort of this public good. Who gets to mint it? If you give the minting control to a bank, it sort of ruins the whole thing. So you give it to a government, and then you need basically watchdogs over the government to make sure that they're not minting too much or something like that. Obviously, it's failed in a lot of senses, but with the idea of cryptocurrency is that we can sort of use cryptographic systems to make it more trustless, and that's the power of it. So you don't need to sort of trust this one entity. You can have this backstop of cryptographic proof that everything's working as they said it should, and that's super cool. So that's kind of what we're trying to do here. So yeah, more crypto in general can help bureaucracy.
It was a 3-part question, so buckle up.
That was just the intro.
Can you document important data for businesses and individuals on the blockchain?
I don't know. I mean, you guys probably know the answer to this. It's like it's hard to keep things private.
Right.
It's like what you can put things on the blockchain as like a record and just store it forever, and that's cool. But you have to think like of the ultimate use case. And yeah, no, I mean, ideally, like for me, I've always said like things. I want things to be more private in the fact that like accounting for, everyone's like, oh, you can put accounting on the blockchain or things like that. No, like I want private currency so you can have like 2 separate books and nobody can ever know about it. Like let's get back to how can you use this stuff to undermine the government surveillance machine? Like that would be cool. Yeah, I screw keeping records. Like we have plenty of great ways to keep records. I don't know. Yeah.
I wonder where he's going with this question, because The reason we have all of our data private in the traditional world is because that's how we keep our privacy. What kind of information do you want to put about somebody on the blockchain? I could put a bunch of information and not really link it to me. I could put like for example, for the CPI, my spending habits, but not say I'm Brenda. So
Yeah.
What's the rest of this question? And for businesses, like at least thinking in terms of CPI, the reason they need that type of privacy for depending on what data, it's they don't want their competitors to know their competitive advantage or disadvantage, depending on what data they're putting out there. And there are some ways to sort of point out, like if they're a major player in the space, like you're gonna know they're the ones moving the price, you know. But I'm curious to hear the third part of this question. Where's this coming from?
Well, sorry to disappoint, but it's completely unrelated. This next question. Is it possible to have a maximum hyped and relaxed dev
Yet
call
relaxed.
with maximum entertainment and knowledge value? Is that the goal of the dev call? What is the goal we're optimizing towards?
I'd say the big goal we're optimizing for is just transparency. You know, a lot of times when we started this, you know, we had community calls and then dev calls, and you know, the community calls were more about like getting the hype going, but then that necessarily wasn't really our style as far as, you know, like we're not going to hop on here every week and entertain. We just want, you know, we know that a lot of people aren't following the GitHub and seeing what we're doing. Like you could just basically keep up to date with this whole thing if you just followed our GitHub and Discord, but most people aren't doing that. So, you know, let's kind of be transparent about what it's going. So if you're either going to be a user, going to be, you know, somebody who buys the token, going to be a reporter, you can sort of see how we think about this, what we're sort of working on, and you don't have to read all the code.
Yeah. And I will say, like, it's a huge undertaking to try to attempt to create an entertaining, even weekly, even bi-weekly call where the right people on our team are involved, and there's a lot of preparation that is required to actually pull that off in a meaningful way. And it just was, you know, at the end of the day, it was just something we weren't set up to do. And so we want to do something a little bit more modest and authentic. It's just giving you guys a weekly window into our actual daily dev calls. We do these every day, and they're just like this, except for we answer questions on the Monday one. And we try to, like, you know, like Brenda giving her feedback on her trip to ECC. Like, we try to make it so we do those on a Monday because we're recording. But basically, it's the exact same thing that we do every day here. And it seems like one of the main consistent things in these communities is that people just want to know that, especially in a bear market where people are just uncertain about, you know, the projects that they're following. Is the team alive? What are they doing? What are they working on? What's the roadmap? You know, and so we let you guys in every day or every week. You guys can see that we're here, what we're working on, and ask us questions. So we hope that this is satisfactory as is.
Yeah, it's definitely not for entertainment. It's
Right.
It's an update. So
I think we're very entertaining.
it could be entertaining, but that's not the goal.
Right.
I think Nick's tangents are really entertaining, but you know, it's not like we always go on a tangent. So
Play the guitars and make it more entertaining.
I don't know if that would be more.
can you guys give an update while playing the guitar?
No,
Yeah.
God.
I mean, everybody plays something here, right? Guitar, banjo.
Mm-hmm.
Just be a light background music.
Anyway,
Close to his own
yeah, anything else, guys?
That's it.
All right, well, thanks for watching. Catch you guys next week.